Next, we have Senator Sean Bennett to talk about the income tax reform. Senator Bennett.
Thank you, Leader. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. I, too, before I get started, want to thank everyone in our caucus and those in the private sector that we've worked with over the last few years to get to the point where we are today. One of the components, it was clear early on, had to be some sort of relief package for our citizens. And when we looked at that, when we really started talking, there were really kind of three criteria that we went by in trying to develop this plan. First of all, how can we return some of the growth in the revenues of the state of South Carolina back to the people who are responsible for that growth? That was first. Second of all, how can we improve South Carolina's economic competitiveness across the Southeast? And finally, how can we bring our tax structure in line with our neighbors? Georgia's income tax is 6%, North Carolina's is at 5 3/4. How could we get more competitive with our neighbors on that? So therefore, through many discussions and back and forth calculations with BEA and a number of other agencies, we have decided that what we're going to propose is that we are going to cross the board, reduce the South Carolina income tax by 1% in every bracket. Not certain brackets, but every bracket. So the 6% bracket will go to, or 7% bracket will go to 6, 6 will go to 5, 5 to 4, so on and so forth. What that will do, and we plan to do that over a 5-year period. So a 0.2% reduction each year for 5 years. When fully implemented, that should generate nearly $709 million in savings to our citizens. The important thing to know here, however, is that we are using growth only. You can see a chart behind me that shows we have continued projections of good growth in South Carolina going into the future, certainly for the next few years, if not beyond. Our proposal only uses a portion of that growth. So therefore, money will not be raided from the general fund. There will still be money there in an increasing amount in our increasing population to take care of public safety, education, and all other core functions of government. Even with this reduction, all of our estimates indicate that we should, on average, have a 2.8 to almost 3% growth rate in our revenues in this state with this tax deduction or tax reduction. Also important to know that there will be circuit breakers in place. So those circuit breakers will ride also with the revenue projections that Senator Cleary was talking about. So if we happen to have an instance where the revenues don't come in as estimated, we're able to scale back that, not only the tax reduction, but also the revenue increases on the DOT side. Those will ride in tandem, and I think that's gonna help everybody along. I think what this does is it really dispels that you cannot have dedicated road funding, tax relief, and reform together. We have seen that time and time again in the public. We have seen that time and time again from people that call our offices. I think we can do all these things. I want to commend everybody standing behind me today and other members of the General Assembly and the private sector for not giving in to those thoughts and working hard on this plan. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator.